It was a headline that nobody believed at first, the kind of news that makes you check the date, wondering if it's some elaborate prank or a technical glitch. But it was real, unbelievably real. Amazon leaves America, flashed across TV screens and news apps, the words bold and impossible to ignore. Every major network, every push notification, every trending hashtag. Suddenly, they all said the same thing. The world just, stopped. People stared in disbelief, their daily routines interrupted by a story that felt too big to process. In living rooms, coffee shops, and city squares, conversations froze mid-sentence. The company that changed how we shop, work, and live, gone. Not gone completely, but gone from the country that gave birth to it. The offices that once buzzed with energy now stood eerily silent, as if time itself had paused. The shockwaves were instant, phones buzzed, social media exploded. Wall Street gasped. Investors scrambled to make sense of the chaos, while ordinary people tried to wrap their heads around what this meant for their jobs, their communities, and their future. For decades, Amazon's headquarters in Seattle stood as a symbol of American innovation. It was more than just a building. It was a beacon, a testament to the country's ability to dream big and make those dreams real. Now, it was packing up, heading overseas. Moving trucks lined the streets, employees carried out boxes, and flights were booked for new destinations. The sense of finality was unmistakable. The sense of loss was immediate and raw. People wondered, how could this happen? Wasn't Amazon too big, too American to ever leave? The questions hung heavy in the air, unanswered and unsettling. Amazon's move was not just a business decision, it was a cultural earthquake. Boardrooms across the country buzzed with anxiety, and city leaders wondered what would come next for their economies and their people. It struck at the heart of what many believed was untouchable, America's place at the center of the tech universe. If Amazon could leave, what did that mean for everyone else? Was the golden age of American tech dominance coming to an end? Suddenly nothing felt certain anymore. The ground had shifted, and the future seemed more unpredictable than ever before. As the news spread, the story became more than about one company. It was about a changing world and a country forced to face tough questions about its future. What would fill the void? How would America adapt? The answers for now remained unclear, but one thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same again. Amazon was born in a garage. In the mid-1990s, a young Jeff Bezos took a leap of faith, leaving a stable Wall Street job to chase a wild idea. Surrounded by stacks of books and the hum of old computers, he started building something that would soon change the world. What began as a humble online bookstore quickly evolved. Amazon grew from selling books online to becoming the world's largest retailer, expanding its shelves to include everything from kitchen appliances to clothing, toys, and even cloud computing services. The company's ambition seemed limitless. It delivered everything from groceries to gadgets, sometimes in hours. The convenience was revolutionary. Suddenly, anything you needed could arrive at your doorstep with just a few clicks, transforming the way people shopped forever. For millions, Amazon was not just a store, it was a way of life. Families relied on it for daily essentials, students for textbooks, and entrepreneurs for reaching customers. It became woven into the fabric of everyday living. It was fast, reliable, and honestly, everywhere. Amazon Prime made two-day shipping the norm, and its blue vans became as common as city buses, reshaping expectations for speed and service. Jeff Bezos, the founder, became a household name. His relentless drive and bold vision inspired a generation of dreamers and doers. He was the face of American ambition, embodying the belief that with hard work and innovation, anyone could achieve greatness. Amazon created jobs, built skyscrapers, and changed entire cities. Its fulfillment centers provided work for hundreds of thousands, and its headquarters transformed Seattle into a global tech hub. Its logo, a simple arrow, became as recognizable as the American flag. The smile from A to Z symbolized the company's promise to deliver anything, anywhere. Amazon was proof that anyone could make it big in America. It inspired countless startups and entrepreneurs to chase their own dreams, believing that success was within reach. The company's story was taught in schools. Students studied its rise as a blueprint for innovation, disruption, and the power of perseverance. Politicians pointed to Amazon as proof that America still led the world. Its growth was seen as a symbol of national strength and ingenuity. It was the pride of Seattle and a source of national bragging rights. Tourists flocked to see its iconic spheres, and locals watched as their city was put on the map. No other company seemed more American or more unstoppable. Amazon's story was the modern American dream, limitless, bold, and always reaching higher. But even giants can stumble. The world watched as Amazon faced new challenges, from fierce competition to changing markets. Even icons can decide to leave home. The idea that such a powerful company could move on was almost unthinkable. That is what made Amazon's decision so shocking. Employees, investors, and customers alike struggled to process the news, feeling a sense of disbelief and loss. It felt like losing a part of the American dream. For many, it was more than just a business story. It was the end of an era, and a reminder that even the greatest success stories can change course. The world had been changing for years, and the pace of that change only seemed to accelerate. Trade wars, once a distant threat, now dominated headlines and boardroom conversations. Tariffs, which had once been mere policy tools, became powerful weapons wielded by governments in a global economic battle. Every new announcement sent shockwaves through markets and businesses worldwide. Political leaders, eager to protect American jobs and industries, slapped taxes on goods coming in and out of the country. These measures were meant to shield local workers, but they also sparked retaliation from trading partners, creating a cycle of escalating tensions and uncertainty. Companies like Amazon felt squeezed from all sides. Their costs soared as tariffs increased the price of imported materials and products. Their plans for growth and expansion grew complicated, tangled in a web of new regulations and unpredictable policies. Amazon tried to adapt, moving quickly to lobby in Washington, hoping to influence decisions. It shifted supply chains, searching for new partners and routes to minimize the impact. But every year brought more challenges. New rules, new taxes, and new threats seemed to appear out of nowhere, keeping everyone on edge and forcing constant adjustments. The company warned that it might have to make hard choices if the situation didn't improve. Executives spoke publicly about the risks, hoping to rally support and buy time. Few believed it would ever go so far. Most thought Amazon was simply posturing, using the threat of drastic action as a bargaining chip. But behind the scenes, Amazon's leaders held tense late-night meetings. The pressure was mounting, and the stakes were higher than ever. They watched as other companies moved factories overseas, seeking relief from the relentless pressure of tariffs and trade barriers. The landscape was shifting, and no one felt safe. Amazon's leadership worried about being caught in the crossfire of global politics. The pressure built with each passing month. Something had to give, and everyone knew it. Finally, the tipping point came. The latest round of tariffs was the last straw. New tariffs on tech products made it impossible for Amazon to continue operating as before. The costs were simply too high, and the uncertainty too great. In a dramatic announcement, Amazon revealed it was moving its headquarters to Dublin, Ireland, a decision that sent shockwaves through the business world and left employees reeling. It was a move nobody wanted, but one they felt forced to make. For Amazon, and for many others, the era of tariffs, tensions, and trouble had changed everything. The markets reacted within minutes. Amazon's stock price plunged. The Dow dropped hundreds of points in a single day. Investors scrambled to understand what had happened. Was this the start of a new trend? Would other tech giants follow? News anchors spoke in urgent tones. Headlines screamed about the death of American tech. Financial analysts predicted a wave of job losses and lost tax revenue. The mood on Wall Street turned sour. Some called it a disaster. Others called it a wake-up call. Social media was a storm of anger and confusion. Hashtags like #AmazonExodus and #AmericaFirst trended worldwide. Ordinary people wondered if their jobs, pensions, or savings were at risk. The sense of panic was real. In the days that followed, the uncertainty only grew. Would the government step in? Could the damage be undone? No one had answers, only more questions. Seattle felt the pain first and hardest. For years, Amazon had been the city's engine. It filled office towers, supported restaurants, and paid for parks and schools. Now, the heart of the city was ripped out. Thousands of workers faced layoffs. Local businesses braced for empty storefronts. The mood downtown was honestly pretty grim. Cafes that once buzzed with Amazon workers stood quiet. Real estate agents worried about falling home prices. City leaders scrambled to find solutions. But the loss was just too big, too sudden. Families wondered if they would have to move. Students feared for their future internships. The city's tech scene, once booming, now looked shaky. Some asked if Seattle could ever recover. Other tech companies watched nervously. If Amazon could leave, who might be next? The fear of a domino effect haunted the city. Seattle's golden age seemed to be over. President Trump wasted no time. Within hours, he took to social media. His tweets were angry and direct. "Amazon betrayed America. We will not let them get away with this," he wrote. The message was clear. This was personal. Cable news replayed his words on a loop, supporters cheered, critics accused the president of making things worse, Congress held heated hearings, politicians pointed fingers at Amazon, at each other, at foreign governments. The White House promised new laws to keep companies from leaving, some called for boycotts, others demanded tax breaks to lure Amazon back. The political circus was, honestly, in full swing. But behind the drama, the real questions lingered. Was this about one company, or was it about America's place in the world? The answers were not easy. Amazon's move forced a painful debate. What does it mean to be an American company? Is it about where you start or where you stay? Should companies put country before profit? Or is survival in a global world the real test? Some said Amazon was a traitor, others said it was a victim. The truth was more complicated. For years the rules had changed, the world had shrunk. Companies could move anywhere, anytime. Loyalty was not simple anymore. Workers felt betrayed. Consumers felt confused. Politicians argued about economic patriotism, but in boardrooms the talk was about survival. Could any company afford to ignore global realities? The debate was fierce, but nobody could ignore the new reality. The rules of the game had changed, forever. In the end, Amazon's move was a warning. When governments use tariffs and threats, companies fight back. Sometimes they leave. The world is just too connected, too fast, too competitive. No country can control a global giant, not for long. America lost more than jobs. It lost a symbol. It lost a sense of certainty. The risks of playing hardball were suddenly clear. Other companies watched and learned. The message was simple: adapt or leave. The story is not over. The questions are not settled. But one thing is certain: America's place in the world economy will never be the same. The price of control may be losing what you want to keep most.